So before showing you the book forum, I'd like to highlight some of the key elements that Fiction Express has as a complete literacy resource. There are three important people in the Fiction Express experience: the author, the student or the reader, and the teacher. And the platform has been developed so that all of these three people benefit from the experience. So the author has the benefit that they will receive the reader's input to help them create the story. The students benefit from the fact that they can participate in creating the story, and then this in turn helps them to be more motivated to read. It motivates them to read more and in a new way. And then the benefit for the teacher is that they can evaluate the progress of the student and in line with the curriculum, and to measure and see how they're progressing within that. Okay, so all of these elements you'll see within the Fiction Express book forum, as well as in other elements of the platform. Now I'm going to show you the book forum. If we click here on the left, we've got the links from the dashboard as always with the live books, but if we go into the tab on the left, then here we have our live book forums that are open at the current time. Okay, so if we go into one of the book forums here, then we can see that this is structured in a new way where we have live topics which are open. There are always 2 live topics open at any one time during the duration of the book, and the topics changed throughout the course of the book. Here we're at the end, towards the end of this book, and if I click here, we can see all of the topics that have been open. Okay, and these are topics that the author has posed to the readers. Okay, so they're questions or they're requests for input for what's going to happen to the characters, and it really forms part of the method of how the children take part, the readers take part in what happens next in the story. Okay, so if we go into any one of these, we can see an example of how the students are responding. Okay, we've got the question that's posed by the author, and then we have various responses from the students. Okay, so I can respond here, or I can go into the topic and have a look at the other responses that we've had. Okay, and we can see that the author actually replies to some of the comments, which is great and really inspiring for the children. So if we go back to the main page here, just to point out a few things. So these topics are always directed to try and develop the written expression of the students, and to get the texts that come from them will be descriptive text or argumentative or narrative. They work through a variety of texts, so you as a teacher can then review how their writing skills are developing. Okay, so as a teacher here, we can go into the forum, so we can see the book forum and we can participate even as a teacher. Participation tab, we can review any comments that we've made as a teacher. This is particularly helpful for teachers that are working with lower level participants or younger students. You can use this as a class activity and make a comment or a response together as a class. So as a teacher, you can do that and you will be able to see your comments here. But if we want to look at our students' participation, we can go to the review tab. And then here we can see all of the comments that have been left by our students. Okay, these are the example students that I have in this class. And here I can see all of the participation that they've made on these various forums. Okay, so at the top, we'll always have the flagged up area of the blocked comments. So these are comments which may have been blocked by the system. The system automatically picks up on rude words and blocks them, stops them from being published. But if you've seen that actually it's been blocked, but the comment is innocent. So, for example, this comment has they've put it's been blocked because of the word "we." So it's obviously just a typo. So as a teacher, we can go and edit the comment. We can say, okay, I know that you actually wanted to say we, with just one E, and I can save the changes, and then I can validate it and say, yes, we're going to publish that, because that's the comment's okay. But if they're being rude or using rude words, then the system will block that and you can invalidate that as a teacher. Okay, you can also review all of the other comments and check if they're behaving appropriately. You can invalidate them if necessary. These are the various reasons why we might invalidate a comment. You can review that as a teacher. The forum continues to be moderated by the Fiction Express team, but it's also the responsibility of teachers to review the comments and to see if if the children are acting appropriately within that. Okay, so within here now we can see comments that have been approved, if they've been edited by us. We can see comments that maybe have been invalidated or blocked and deemed inappropriate, whether that's by the teacher or by the Fiction Express team. So, but as well as having a block on the negative behaviour, we also reward the excellent behaviour. So if a student makes a comment that really stands out to us, and either to us, the Fiction Express team, or to the editorial team and the authors, then the student will receive a certificate to say that. Okay, so we can see here that this student has received a certificate for an outstanding comment. And so that arrives to the teacher by email as a PDF attachment. So then you can print out the PDF of the certificate and present the certificate to them in class. And that's a really great way of getting them inspired and really getting them thinking about what comment they want to write and thinking about elaborating the comment a little bit more. Here I've just clicked through to see where that comment is in context of the forum. So here we can see what the question was, and I can see what her response was. Okay, you'll see here that we've got the names, various names here. So one of the things that we promote within the book forum is on a safe online environment. So we don't allow the children to give out any personal information. So no information about their full name and where they live and what school they go to or anything like that. We don't allow that sort of information on the forum. And so part of that is that we encourage them to choose an alias when they participate in the forum. So the first time they log in and use the forum for the first time, the system will ask them to choose an alias, which is these ones here. And for you as a teacher, like lots of teachers ask, how do I know which student is mine then? You don't see the name of the child unless it's your student. So for example here, this is my student and I can see her real name and the class that she's in, and here it says this is a comment from my student. Okay, so you'll see it within the forum when you're actually in the forum topic, but you'll also of course see it from the review panel. So in the review here you've got all the comments from your students and you've got all their details there. And if you want to click through to see where they are in context, then you can click on the right there and see what the question was and what the other students have been doing as well. Okay, so if we go back to the main page of the forum, the book forum, as well as having the two live topics that are always open, so these are questions that are posted by the author, and it really adds to that interactive element of Fiction Express where not only do they vote for what happens next, but they can also give their ideas on the forum for that. These like I say, these topics, we're towards the end of this book now, so the topics are coming to an end now. But we've got many topics here which have really fed into what has happened in this story. Okay, but in the main part of the forum, the other things to note here are that we've got the rules. So these are various things, like I mentioned, you've got not to leave personal details. This is a book forum, a serious book forum where they talk up to the author. And that it's not a chat room, it's not somewhere they can go to talk about their weekend. The idea is they talk about the question and they keep to the subject. Okay, so we've got those rules there. Another thing that's great to see here is that we've got the author video. So at the beginning of every live book that we start, the author will record as a short video which presents the book and presents what they hope to happen in the book. Because of course, remember, the author doesn't know what's going to happen in the book because it's not written yet. They've written the first chapter only, and then the rest is going to be decided as the weeks go on. So this is a short introduction from the author, and it really kind of helps with that familiarity between the author and the readers, that they're going to collaborate together and write this book together. So it's a really nice exercise at the beginning of each live book that the children can read, watch and listen to this introduction video from the author, and that's available here on the book forum. And we also have a link through here to the author's profile, so we can see the other books that they work on, and it kind of helps the children know that they're talking with professional authors who do work on many other books as well. Okay, so here we've got from the review tab, where we've got our own comments from our students, and we can go to the forum, where we've got all the 3 forums for the 3 books, and we can go into the topic that we want. So now I'll show you the book review feature. If we go into the tracking area, we can see here as an overview the activity of the class. We have the colour codes here for for what the students have been doing, where they've been reading and doing the quiz. And we also now have the element of the book, whether they've completed a book review. Book reviews can be completed once the student has finished reading the whole book. They can only do it when they've read the whole book. If we go into the exercises tab here, we can now review in more detail the book reviews. So from here we can select the class that we want to view, and we can see the reviews that they've completed. Okay, so here we have a summary of the reviews that have been completed by my students, or we can look at them overall here. Okay, and so if we go back to the summary, we can see the students that have completed them and that haven't, and we can see whether we need to review them and evaluate them. So here, for example, this one needs to be marked, so I'm going to go and look at this one specifically. Here I can read the student's review. I can see what they've included, and then I can add my mark for the student. Okay, so here I can give him a 6 out of 10, and I can send him the mark. Then this way, this student will now see that grade within the mark within their student panel. So they'll be able to see what the teacher has marked for their review. And if we go back to the class tracking, we'll see that that's been added here. So we've got all of them have had their marks now. And we can link back to the review from the tracking, directly from the tracking here. Okay, so we can either have the summary, all of the book reviews in the list here with the marks that we've rewarded them, or we could go back to the summary tab here to see them overall. The other thing that we have available is the guide on how to write a review. So this is a PDF guidance document available for the students also, which helps them structure their review properly and gives them main pointers of what to remember when giving a full book review once they've finished reading the book. Okay. So all of this can be found within the tracking area. Like we say, if we go to the main class tracking, we have the links to it all from here. We can see the students that have done a review but it hasn't been graded yet, so we can get linked straight to that, and we can see from here also that we can give that a mark. Okay.